Hi, it's Wendy Rae and welcome to my Idol Recap. We finally got to see the guys go last night and they started off the evening with Todrick Hall. Now, he sang a majorly switched up version of Since You've Been Gone. Now, he had some major problems with his voice. Notes were everywhere, it was really pitchy, which was kind of disappointing to me. However, having said that, he was really fun to watch. And I actually liked his version of the song. It was fun, it was upbeat, it kind of made the audience get into it. However, the judges didn't agree. Simon went as far as to say that he murdered the song and that nobody would buy the record. Todrick said that he heard this version in his head, and that's where it came from, which shows me that he's really very creative. However, would I buy the album? Absolutely not, but it was fun watching him sing it. So we'll have to see what happens to Todrick. Next up was Aaron Kelly. He sang Here Comes Goodbye, and I love this kid. I just want to pinch his cheeks. He had a few pitch problems, but for the most part, it was the perfect song for him. I like hearing him do that country stuff. I hope he sticks with that kind of genre. I like how the judges said that he had a confidence issue, because he certainly does. And I even was saying, amen, sister, when Kara said, we're going to see him improve over the next few weeks as his confidence builds, and I absolutely believe that that's true of Aaron. Then came Jermaine Sellers, who made me laugh when he called himself Boo Boo the Fool for throwing the band under the bus. I like it when somebody can make fun of themselves, so that showed a lot of character. He sang Get Here, which I didn't really like the whole song. As he was hitting those high notes, it was verging on screeching like nails on a chalkboard, so that really was annoying to me. Now, he did an okay job with the melodies and some of the softer parts, but really it was not a good performance for Jermaine, which makes me really sad because I actually really like him, and I hope that he gets through, but I'm really, really worried about Jermaine. Next up was Tim Urban. Now, you know I have not been a Tim Urban fan from the very beginning, but I promised you last week that I was going to watch this performance and that I was going to have an open mind and try to see if he could sway my opinion. He didn't. My opinion remains the same. He sang Apologize, and he butchered it. Lack of better words, that's all I got. He butchered it. Simon said that they made the right decision the first time by not putting him into the top 24, and I absolutely agree. He had no business being there. He is not even close to the caliber of the other guys, and it's really disappointing to me because there was a lot of guys that we saw in Hollywood that should have taken that spot. So I'm really sad that he's there. If he gets through, it's only going to be, he is so precious and adorable. I think he's really, really cute. And I think that those girls that love him are going to sit there, or sat there last night for 2 hours texting and calling to keep him in the competition. But we'll have to see what happens. Next up was Joe Munoz. Now, we haven't seen Joe a lot. We saw a real easy for me to say, a real quick clip of him on the final round of Hollywood Week where he sang Man in the Mirror. And I thought he did a pretty good job. Last night he sang You and I Both. Now, I've never heard this song before, or maybe I had, but I didn't know it. And it seemed like the words were too fast for the music, but that may just have been me. However, I think Joe did a pretty good job. In fact, I would go as far as to say, to this point, he was probably the best. I really liked him. Now, Simon said that he was forgettable, and I don't agree with that. He had an uphill battle to climb because we don't really know him, and I think he proved to us that he deserved to be there. I think it wasn't a forgettable performance. I think he did an excellent job, and I'm really proud of you, Joe. Next up was Tyler Grady. Now, since Boston, where we first met him, I have said I want to see this guy do a classic rock throwback performance. And I finally got my wish. He did American Woman last night, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Did I love his singing? Absolutely not. But I liked his performance. I thought it was really fun. I thought he was being true to himself. The judges did not agree, which is a little bit annoying to me because they tell one person, be true to yourself. And then they tell Tyler, don't be true to yourself. You need to be somebody else. I don't get it. It makes me insane because I liked him. I liked what he did. And I actually did like what Randy said when he said, kind of take your 70s style and bring it up to 2010. That's what I want Tyler to do. I don't want him to change his look. I don't want him to go to the mall like he said he was going to. Tyler, stay true to yourself and keep going, and America will love you. Then we saw Lee DeWise. Now, when he came out, I kind of thought David Cook, his whole persona, you know, he's got that rough voice, and I've liked Lee since we first met him. However, I didn't like his version of Chasing Cars. I thought he looked really nervous, and he was doing this little bouncy thing up and down that was kind of annoying, and he wasn't hitting the notes right. And so I kind of agreed with all of the judges, including Randy, when Randy said, I want you to do some more like a rock edge David Cook thing, which is what I hope if Lee stays, that's what he'll do. But I don't know what Simon was listening to. He said it was the best by a mile. It wasn't even the best by an inch. I was shocked when I heard Simon say that. And then Simon says that he fought for him, and obviously he's a big Lee fan, and so no matter what Lee does up there, he's obviously going to love it, which is a little bit annoying to me and actually uncomfortable, because listening to Simon praise him so much after that performance that wasn't up to par, I didn't get it. Then we got to see John Park, who we haven't seen since his audition city with Shania Twain when she was all giddy over him. Now, I'm glad they spotlighted that little Shania Twain, John Park thing. I thought that was cute, and I liked how John asked her to marry him. I thought that was really funny as well. And John did a great job with God Bless a Child. He was consistent. He hit all the notes pretty much. I thought that he did an excellent job. The judges didn't actually agree with me, and they said that it was flat and he didn't show any emotion. I disagree. I think he showed a lot of emotion, and I really connected with him. And I'm glad they ended on Ellen's version of his song, where she said, "I think you're a great performer," and I loved it. So I'm glad that they ended with Ellen, because that's the one I agreed with. Then we got to see Big Mike. Yay, Michael Lynch is there. I'm so excited. He's amazing. I thought his performance was fun. He sang This Love. It was great. It was great. He was having a great time up there. His voice sounded wonderful. I absolutely adored him. I think Simon was a little hard on him because I think it was a great performance, but we're going to get to see a lot more of Mike because he's going to be around for a while. Then Alex Lambert came up. Now, Alex is another one of my hometown boys who I absolutely adore. I really, really loved they showed that group round issue with Mary Powers, and I actually think Alex said, "I hate her." I backed it up a couple times. Let me know what you thought if you think he said, "I hate her." But I was excited that they showed that because I was hoping Mary was watching going, oops, because Alex was the only one from the group that made it to the top 24, and I'm really proud of him. Now, Alex sang Wonderful World, and I loved it. I love this guy's voice. I think it's really cool. I really like Alex. I think that he's going to do really well. Now, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He was obviously very, very scared. But I think, like Aaron, as the weeks go on, he's going to improve and get better and better and better. But I think America's really going to love him, and I don't think he's going to have a problem. I loved Ellen talking about his mullet, and I loved the whole banana analogy. I thought that was really funny as well. So good job, Alex. That was really exciting. Then we had Casey James. Now, I'm sitting at the dinner table with my family when Casey takes the stage, and I try to control myself since my husband is there, and my husband says, after the first few notes, he sounds like two cats fighting. And I thought to myself, somebody out there has told him about my big crush. Shh, remember that was our secret. Who told? I'm just kidding. And actually, to be honest with you, I thought his performance at the very beginning was a little shaky, but then he settled in, and it was awesome the rest of the time. He looked good. He sounded good. I loved how the judges did the whole Kara's in love with him thing. I thought that was really cute. But my most exciting part was when Simon jumped over to the Casey side and actually said that he liked him. That made me really happy because, he hasn't been a Casey fan. The last up was Andrew Garcia. Just love him. I loved his version of Sugar We Are Going Down. I thought he did a great job. Now, the judges didn't think so. They were giving him kind of a hard time. And the only thing I can think of was they expected more from him. I don't know how much more you can expect from that guy. He is awesome. He is really good. He's been one of my favorites. And actually, I told you, I think he's probably the best of the boys. We'll have to see what he comes up with in the next couple of weeks because he is not going anywhere. All right, who were my favorites? Well, it's not going to be any big surprise to you. Michael Lynch, Big Mike, Casey James, and Andrew Garcia. Those three rocked it last night and did an excellent job. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to John Park only because I think he deserves it. I think he did a great job and he deserves a little bit of an honorable mention. Who do I think is in trouble? Joe Munoz. I think Joe may be in trouble only because he's brand new, not because he's bad. But he's brand new, and I think that America doesn't know him yet. But hopefully they saw what I saw last night, and they voted for him. I also think Todrick could be in big trouble. Todrick needs to pick it up with his voice. He needs to really concentrate on that and not so much on his performance. And who do I think is going home? I think it's going to be Jermaine Sellers and Tim Urban, of course. If Tim Urban stays, it's only because of those little teeny boppers voting for him. So tonight we get to see the results, and we'll get to see if my predictions were correct. Please leave me some comments and let me know who your favorites were and who you think is going home tonight. I really like to know. I appreciate you tuning in. Hugs to you all, and I want you to make it a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.